Okay, and then paint. You've got all of these nice, and these vary per race, what your options are for paint. Why they're giving the elves a clown face paint, I don't know. Hello, 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 and welcome to Sir Jaxxy Plays MMOs. I'm Sir Jaxxy, and today we are going to be looking at ArcheAge. Now, for those of you who do not know, ArcheAge is put out by XL Games. They're the developers, and it's published here in the Western countries, in the United States specifically. I don't know about other countries, but here in the US by Tryon Worlds. It is an open world MMO, and for more in-depth character creation, please feel free to check out my ArcheAge Firran character creator. That covers all of the races and all of the skill sets. In this one, we're just going to be creating a quick elf. Now, just briefly, what you're looking at here, here's my Firran. You can have up to 4 characters currently per server, and up to 6 characters total across the game account. Now we're going to go in and create a character. And we're going to create an elf. Now you may be asking, why are you creating multiple characters? Well, in this specific case, it's because, first off, let me say this is the closed beta event number 2. It runs from July 30th, 2014 to August 4th, 2014. And during these closed beta events, I tend to play a lot of the game, or play the game a lot, I should say. And I also play with my wife, Shy Blue, as you know, those of you who watch our videos know. And Shy Blue doesn't play quite as much as I do because she's, doing stuff with the kids and stuff like that. So I like to have a character that I can play solo, and then a character that we play together. So, don't know whether the elf is going to be my solo character or not yet, or whether the Firran will, but we'll see. So that's why 2 characters. Now, we're going to create a female elf, and in ArcheAge, you have what's called alliances. You have the Nuian alliance, which is your Nuians and your elves, and then you have your Harani alliance, which is your Firran and your Harani. And basically the alliances are hostile to each other, and each character's alliance is from a different continent. Okay, so your Nuian alliance is from Nuia, and your Harani alliance is from Harania. And you can't even converse with each other until you've actually gone through a process of learning the other continent's language and everything. So, each race has a little quote. The quote for the elf is, "The blood of life is honor, and the blood of death the same." And elves seclude themselves deep in the forest, and they avoid other races as much as possible. And though they're envied for their beauty and their behavior is often considered incomprehensible. Elves hope for an honorable death, and in doing so, they often deliberately seek out danger. They feel that basically the ultimate honor is vengeance for their past defeats. Now, in ArcheAge, the elves are actually a little bit more of a water race than in a lot of other games. Most games, traditionally, the elf is, a woodland character. Here in ArcheAge, it's kind of a woodland aquatic character, and you can tell that by their racial abilities. Your 2 racial buffs for the elf, the first one is endurance training, and basically that's trained for combat from the day they can walk. Elves possess increased physical ability. This stamina allows them to hold their breath underwater for an extra 20 seconds. So your first buff is the ability to breathe underwater for an extra 20 seconds. And then your second racial buff, or racial ability, is Lithe Flow, Lithe. And that one is the decades spent around Gwynedd Lake. I know I butchered that, I can't help it. Anyway, Make most elves talented swimmers, increasing their swimming speed plus 5%. So let's go into the appearance of the creator. Now I did go into this in a little bit more depth on the other character creation video I did, but you can only take and customize your face in ArcheAge. I don't know if this is just for the time being or if this is the way it's going to be throughout the game, but right now that's all you can customize, your face. You can't change your height, you can't be tall or short, fat or thin, you can't take and do all this other customization. To me, that makes the character creator feel a little outdated. There's a lot of details you can change in the facial stuff, but not being able to truly completely customize my character. You know, I'm used to games like Aeon where you can be, you know, a 10-foot tall beanstalk, or you can be 2 feet high and, you know, 3 feet wide. Or like games like Dragon's Prophet where you can take and spend, you know, literally 20, 30 minutes to an hour just customizing your boob and butt size. So for being limited to just the face, that's a little disappointing to me. Now, over here on the right, we have our pre-mades, and over on the left, we have some other selections. Now, don't get me wrong, you can change the pre-mades. When you go into the eyes, you can change your different eyes, and you can go into details where you change them all along the way. I do love this little diagram up here. If you hover over it, it shows what exactly you're changing. Like with eye width, you're changing the vertical, you know, spread of the eye. I'm sorry, horizontal spread of the eyes. With eye size, you're either making them overall larger. It shows you that. That's kind of a nice little added touch. So we're gonna pick a pre-made. Let's see if I see any that I like. Awfully rounded elves. Honestly, not too crazy about any of these. Guess we'll go with that one. Let's see what we got for eyes. And again, I'm not going to go through all of these this time around because I did go quite extensively into detail on the Firran character creator. Let's go with that. Nose, mouth. That one looks the happiest, so we'll go with that. Is there more of an angular head? I don't know, I'm more used to elves being a little angular. That's a rather chubby little elf. There we go. That's what I'm used to an elf looking like. Okay, so let's look at hairstyles. That one's really nice for an elf. You've got 3 different pages of hairstyles. I'm not going to go through them all. Like I said, I like this one, so I'm going to just go with that one. Hair color, you actually have 7 different pages of hair color. You got pretty much every shade there is for hair color. It's really, really nice. And you just get to pick the swatch. I saw this one I like. Normally with my characters, I'd like to do purple somewhere, but I like that hair color. So that's what we're going to go with there. Eyes. Now, see, this I think is a little bit off too. I like those eyebrows. It makes it very difficult to match your hair color to your eyebrows, because you go from swatches on the hair color to a color wheel on the eyebrows. And it makes it very difficult to actually match them up. Or maybe not difficult's the right word, but definitely more time consuming. Those don't look too bad though. Okay, eye color. I'm actually going to go with a purplish eye color if I can. Just so I got purple somewhere. There we go. And style is basically you've got different eye makeups. There's 11 pages of eye makeup, so 6 per page. Only 1 on the last page, but that gives you 61 options for eye makeup. Quite extensive. And you can also take and change the intensity of it. Let me show you that real quick. Let me see if I can't find something. Here we go. Well, try to find one that actually has an intense eye makeup. Okay, so like with this, you can change the intensity so that it's actually black, or you can tone it, you know, like way down. So I'm not gonna go with eye makeup. I liked what I had. You can also select the blush and the blush intensity. That'll make her lips a little darker though. There we go. Okay, skin. You can take and select your age lines. You also can take and change the intensity of your age lines. I like they actually wrinkle the lips too. Some games that give age lines don't take and, you know, totally ignore the lips. So that's pretty cool, but I'm going to stick with relatively young. Maybe a little bit older. There we go. We can also change our skin color, but you don't have a lot of choices on skin color. We'll just leave it where it was. We're going to go there actually. Okay, and then paint. You've got all of these nice, and these vary per race, what your options are for paint. Why they're giving the elves a clown face paint, I don't know. And the other thing is, if you spend some time doing your style, like if you find a style you really like this one here, if I click on that, you can see it's covered up, and it doesn't really matter because it's covered up by the paint. If I get rid of the face paint, then all of a sudden it shows up. But we're going to go back and clear that out, because I did see a paint here that I really liked. I like this one a whole lot, but there's one right there. That butterfly I really like. Makes my lips being red obsolete, but I love that. So we're going to go with that. Now with the tattoos, the interesting thing with the tattoos, let me clear that off so you can see it, is you can actually take and move where your tattoo is. And I know some character creators will let you do that more now. You can also change the size of the tattoo, which I know some are doing, but this I've never seen. You can literally change the angle of the tattoo. I have never seen a character creator let you do that. I thought it's pretty neat. Those of you who watch my videos know that I'm not that big on doing tattoos on my characters though. So we're going to take that off, and we're going to go back to the butterfly. And that's pretty much the extent of what you can do. Again, you can change some details, and they show you what those detail changes do, which I think is really nice. But other than that, we can also save the appearance of a character. And this is per race. I do have an appearance saved already for my Firran, but if you look, if I load appearances, there's nothing there to load. So it is per race on your saves. So we're going to put this as butterfly. We're going to save that. And now if you look at load appearances, I can load the appearance. And it allows you to overwrite, apply appearances, and so on. Okay, so let's move on to the skill set. In the skill sets, you've got basically 6 different skill sets. And like I said, I do go over these in much more detail on my character creation of the Firran. But you have your battle mage, which is basically your warrior skill set. You have your sorcery skill set, which is basically your elementalist skill set. You have your archery, which is what my Firran is. You have vitalism, or vitalism, however you want to say it. That one is your healer class, and it is actually really pretty close to strictly being a healing class only. once she stops, there we go. It's basically, as you can see, you've got your antithesis skill, which basically allies yourself. It restores 52 health and deals 118 magic. So there's not a lot of, damage being done with this class. You've got your revive, which basically restores 20% max health and mana when it revives a character. And you got Twilight, which turns the caster and nearby allies invisible for up to 60 seconds. You then have your occultism class, which is basically your necromancy class, and you have shadowplay, skill set. You have your shadowplay skill set, which is your assassin skill set. This particular character, I think I'm going to go with occultism, and as soon as she's done... Okay, and as you can see here, occultism is symbolized by Nui, goddess of death and the hereafter. Her gentle hands gather fallen heroes and bear them to eternal rest. Her followers then summon the powers of the fallen to inflict magic, damage, and terrify their foes. And you've got Crippling Mire, which reduces an enemy's move speed as well as dealing damage over time. You have Absorb Life, which also deals damage over a time period. You can also do combos. I don't know what the combos are. I'm sure we'll find out soon enough. And you've got Summon Wraith, which basically summons a Wraith that deals 266 magic damage per second for a maximum of 9 seconds to all enemies within 7 meters. That's pretty darn cool if you ask me. So, we're going to take and put in our name. And another thing, I want a small rant here in case anybody from Tryon or XL Games watches this. This is 2014, people. To not be able to let me capitalize my name with anywhere in my name, basically the first letter of the name is automatically capitalized, and then the rest of it, you can't take and change. You can't capitalize them, you can't put spaces in. It makes it really difficult, because I'd like to do a LadyDeath character here. I don't know if that name's going to be taken or not, but I can't capitalize my death, which kind of sucks. Oh, cool, name wasn't taken. Very unusual. And introducing LadyDeath. There you go. I hope you've liked this video. If you have, be sure to take and like it below. Let me know in the comments, are you playing ArcheAge? Did you get into the closed beta? If you have, are you enjoying it? If you haven't got into the closed beta, are you looking forward to the launch of ArcheAge? Let me know down there in the comments below. Also, if you haven't subscribed yet, well, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button. I'm going to have a lot of ArcheAge videos coming out over the course of the next week or so. And I'd love to take and have you watching them with me as I play. We're taking and playing on the first server. I don't remember the exact name of it. It begins with an A. But I'll let you know. I'll put it in the description below what server. Actually, click back here to select server. We're playing on Aranzeb. Aranzeb, that's the server we're playing on. And I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoy ArcheAge as much as I'm hoping to enjoy it. And until next time, this is Sir Jaxxy fading out.